right, so let's dive in. Myth number 1, you should inherently know what you want to do for a living. So it's like there's this big misconception out there that you are born knowing what your purpose in this life is, that you know within yourself exactly what your career path is going to be the second that you learn how to say mom. And in a way, yes, you know yourself better than anybody else. So there are things about yourself that you really know, that you're passionate about, that really attract you, and that you're just naturally really good at. And that's awesome. But that doesn't necessarily translate into you knowing from the start what it is that you want to do for a living. The best way to approach this is the best way to approach your career change is to get out of your head and actually get into action. So get out there, start volunteering for that type of work that you think you want to do, or start doing, providing your services and products for free to see if it's something that you would love to do. And then that way you actually start to do a little process of elimination of things that you don't like and the things that you do love, and narrow it down from there. But don't let anybody fool you into telling you that you should just know, what you're meant to do for a living, because that's not necessarily the case. Okay? Myth number 2 is you can't make a living doing what you love. I love doing this, but I just can't make a living doing it. Says who, right? So there are countless of examples out there of people who are very financially successful and very successful overall doing just the thing they love to do, right? Whether that's sports, whether that's art, whether it's technical, whether it's coaching, or something that they just put together themselves. So don't get stuck on this idea that you can make a living doing that thing that you think you love and the thing that you want to pursue before you even start. So start doing it for free, like I said, and see how much interest you have. And then once you've done that for a few friends, then maybe ask them, how much would you pay for somebody to do that? And find out on your own whether it is a feasible career opportunity or a business venture, okay? Myth number 3, I am too old to start this career change. And this is another big myth, right? I've already gone to school. I've already invested, 10 years in my current career. I'm just too old to start, Jen. And that's not true. Actually, recently I read, I don't know if you're a fan of Humans of New York on Facebook. I love, love, love Humans of New York. And because it's just such an inspirational pool of stories in just humanity, right? And I saw a feed and I actually shared it on my Facebook page because it was just so beautiful. This gentleman, he's 51 years old. He was 51 years old when he decided, you know what, I've always wanted to be a writer and I've been denying myself that gift and I'm just going to do it. And he started doing it, and he's writing plays and he's writing poems, and he's actually trying to get one of his plays on Broadway. And how fantastic is that? So don't let anybody tell you that you can't, that you're too old to pursue your dreams, because there's nothing worse than looking back and knowing that you could have started something and you decided to not pursue it because you thought you couldn't do it. Okay? Myth number 4 is that career change is too risky. Why am I going to risk giving up what I have, the comfort that I have right now to, step into this new career? And so this is what I say. Career change is risky if you don't plan it, right? So there are different, everybody has a story and everybody's situation is different. Some people are forced into career change because they had a job and they were let go from their job. And, like a few years ago with the recession, people couldn't just get another job right away because there were no jobs available. And so they saw themselves in a position where they actually had to look into a career change because that was the only option available. So having a job can also be risky, right? Because you are giving up that control to somebody else to decide whether you're going to have a job for 10 years with that company, or whether they're going to decide to terminate you in the coming months, whatever that is, for their own reasons. So having a job is risky. Career change is risky if you don't plan it, right? So what I say to that is, if you know that you are serious about a career transition, make sure you start planning for it now. So write out all the things that you consider to be risky about your career change, and look at ways that you can tackle those situations, right? So instead of saying, no, I can't do it because of A, B, and C, say, well, what if I had a plan B for A? Or what if I did this instead so that I wouldn't be in this situation? And so you can plan it out and minimize the risk of your own career change. And last but not least, career myth number 5 is that as soon as you start making more money, you're going to be happy, right? Making more money equals happiness. And a lot of people decide to change careers because they say, that's where the money's at. So I'm going to go and do that because I know that I'm going to be happy as soon as I start seeing the dollars come in. And I can personally tell you that making the money, although everybody needs to fulfill their necessities, their basic needs, right? You got to be able to have a place to sleep, some food on your table, and some clothes, take care of your medical needs and all that good stuff. But after all your needs are taken care of, the extra money is not going to make you happy, because the reality is that happiness comes from doing things that you're passionate about, having connections and real relationships with those around you. And if you're not feeding all those things, if you're not feeding your soul, if you're not feeding your relationships with your loved ones, your friends, then no money can make you happy. No money can make you, bring that kind of happiness to you. So don't go into a career thinking that because the money's there, that's going to make you happy. You need to look at what are the things about the career that would actually fulfill your own personal goals, would help you fulfill your own personal goals, and, would help you bring out to the world your best qualities, right? So those are the 5 biggest myths about career change. And I am challenging now to give me a few comments below about what are the things that you have doubt when it comes to career change. What are those things that give you like little butterflies when you think about career change? And as always, if you love this episode, I would love for you to like it, comment below, share it with your friends, and go ahead and head over to theguavaproject.com, enter your name and email address so that we can keep in touch, and then you can continue to get these beautiful juicy messages right into your inbox. And until then, much love and success, and just please, please, please don't stop before you start, because time is going to go by no matter what. So go ahead and start thinking about your career changes and plan them out so that you can have a successful one. Bye.